Paris. October the 28th, 2024. Inside the Théâtre du Châtelet, the most prestigious individual award in football is being handed out. Camera flashes, a red carpet. The best footballers in the world dressed in suits, sitting in rows, waiting. But one player is not there, the player who was supposed to win it. Not only is he not there, nobody from his club is there. Not his manager, not his president, not his teammates. Not even Kylian Mbappé, who had just joined that summer and had no reason to boycott anything. Every single Real Madrid seat in that building is empty. And just before the winner is announced, chants start rising from the seats. Vini, Vini, Vini! Then the winner is announced, a man named Rodri. He walks up to the stage to the sound of something that had never happened at a Ballon d'Or ceremony before. The audience boos Rodri, for a player who isn't even in the room. To understand why that night happened, why an entire football club walked out of the most important individual award ceremony in the sport, you have to understand the full story of Vinícius Júnior. Where he came from, what they put him through, what he built despite all of it, and what was taken from him on that Monday night in Paris. Because this is not just a story about a football award. This is a story about a black Brazilian boy who grew up next to gunfire, who fought his way to the top of the world, who was racially abused in front of thousands of people, had his effigy hung from a bridge, and was told to smile about it, and then was denied the one thing that would have said to the world, "Yes, we see you. You are the best." This is the full story. São Gonçalo, a city of 1 million people on the outskirts of Rio de Janeiro. Not the Rio de Janeiro you see on postcards, not the Copacabana, not the Carnival. São Gonçalo is described as one of the poorest city in the state of Rio. The neighborhood where Vinícius grew up had an app on every phone. Not Instagram, not WhatsApp. An app called Onde Tem Tiroteio, which translates into English as "where there's gunfire." It told you where the shootings were happening in real time so you could avoid them. Vinícius José Paixão de Oliveira Júnior was born on the 12th of July 2000, in a modest house that belonged to his grandmother in one of the most dangerous favelas in the state. His family did not have money, but his father took him to a football school affiliated with Flamengo at the age of 5. Getting there was the first obstacle. The Flamengo training ground was 50 kilometers from São Gonçalo. Every day, 50 kilometers. A bus, then another bus, then back again. When the travel became too much, a family friend named Ulysses opened his home so Vinícius could stay closer to training. It was always this mad rush, Ulysses later told reporters. Training, school, back home. After a while, he started staying at my house because he couldn't keep juggling school in São Gonçalo with training in Vargem Grande anymore. He trained in the mornings. He went to school. He traveled. He came back. He trained again. He was 8 years old. In 2015, at 15 years old, he helped Brazil win the South American Under-15 Championship. In 2017, he led Brazil to the Under-17 South American Championship, winning the Golden Boot and Best Player of the tournament simultaneously. That same year, he made his professional debut for Flamengo's first team at 16. And that same year, his first professional year, Real Madrid came calling. 46 million euros for a 16-year-old who had never played a senior season. A record fee for a teenager in Spanish football history at the time. Real Madrid did not just buy a footballer. They bought a promise from the streets of São Gonçalo that something extraordinary was coming. Later, after all of it, Vinícius would stand at a podium accepting an award and say, "I was a kid who only played football barefoot on the streets of São Gonçalo, close to poverty and crime. Getting here is something very important to me." He wasn't performing when he said that. He meant every single word. He arrived at Real Madrid in the summer of 2018 at 18 years old. He did not immediately light the world on fire. He was raw, impulsive, brilliant in flashes. He would beat 3 defenders and then lose the ball to a 4th. He could run past anyone, but his end product was inconsistent. The Spanish media were not patient. They picked at him. His finishing, his decision-making. One journalist on a Spanish television show criticized his dancing celebrations, the samba moves he broke into when he scored, and said it had no place in football. The clip went viral. Pelé responded. Neymar responded. Brazilian legends defending a 20-year-old's right to express joy. Vinícius responded on the pitch. In the 2022 Champions League, his breakout season, he was unstoppable. He scored the only goal in the Champions League final against Liverpool in Paris. A composed, precise finish in the 59th minute that won Real Madrid their 14th European Cup. He was 21 years old, scoring the winning goal in a Champions League final. Then, in 2022 to 2023, he was named La Liga's best player of the season. 23 goals, 21 assists in all competitions. He was terrorizing every defense in Spain. In full matches, whole teams were being structured to stop him specifically. Double marked, triple fouled. In February 2023, at Mallorca, he endured 10 fouls in a single match, the most by any player in La Liga all season. 10 fouls against one man in 90 minutes. And during those same matches, in those same stadiums, it was not just tackles coming from the stands. It was something else entirely. Before we talk about the Ballon d'Or, we need to talk about what Vinícius was going through while he was playing the best football of his life. November 2021, Camp Nou. Racist chanting from the Barcelona stands aimed at Vinícius during the match. Logged. Investigated. No action taken. September 2022, Atletico Madrid. Fans filmed directing racist abuse at Vinícius. Madrid prosecutors reviewed the case, decided not to press charges because the chanting had lasted a few seconds. December 2022. Valladolid. More abuse, more objects thrown. Vinícius publicly called out La Liga for doing nothing. January the 26th, 2023. The morning before Real Madrid's Copa del Rey derby against Atletico. Vinícius woke up to news that had nothing to do with football. Someone had hung an effigy of him from a motorway bridge near Real Madrid's training ground. Not a banner, not graffiti, a mannequin, black-skinned, wearing his number 20 shirt, hung by the neck, from a bridge, with a banner that read, "Madrid hates Real." He went to training that day. He played in the derby that night. 4 Atletico Ultras were eventually convicted of hate crimes and sentenced to jail for that incident. The sentences were suspended after they signed letters of apology. He kept playing. February 2023. Mallorca. Monkey chants audible on broadcast cameras. La Liga opened an investigation. No perpetrators were ever identified. May the 21st, 2023. Valencia's Mestalla Stadium. Before the match, as the Real Madrid team bus pulled up outside the ground, fans were filmed chanting directly at the bus, "Vinícius eres un mono." Vinícius, you are a monkey. Inside the match, 73rd minute, a fan in the southern stand screamed racial abuse at him directly. The referee's official report stated verbatim, a spectator screamed at player number 20 of Real Madrid, "Monkey, monkey," which led to the activation of the racism protocol. Vinícius stopped. He turned toward the stand. He pointed at the fan. He said, "This one. He called me a monkey. This one." His teammates gathered around him. Lucas Vázquez screamed at the crowd, "You don't do that, forcing racists!" Ancelotti put his arm around Vinícius and kissed him on the cheek. The game resumed. Vinícius was sent off for a different incident later in the match. Valencia won 1-0. Afterwards, he went online and wrote, "Racism is normal in La Liga. The competition thinks it is normal. The clubs think it is normal. The opponents think it is normal. The referees think it is normal. I am sorry. La Liga now belongs to racists." 3 men were sentenced to 8 months in prison for the Valencia abuse, the first prison sentences ever handed down in Spain for racist abuse at a football match. 8 months. And Vinícius had been subjected to this at Camp Nou, at Atletico, at Valladolid, at Mallorca, at Valencia. 16 documented incidents across 3 seasons. He was 22 years old, and through all of it, every match, every incident, every headline, he kept playing football. Not just playing, he was playing the best football of his generation. 2023 to 2024 Sion, the season that was supposed to end with Vinícius Júnior holding the Ballon d'Or. He was Real Madrid's best player in the most successful season the club had had in years. La Liga title, Champions League title, the only club in Europe to win both that season. And Vinícius was the heartbeat of it. 24 goals, 11 assists, 35 goal contributions in 39 appearances. A goal contribution every 88 minutes. In the Champions League specifically, the competition that had been the Ballon d'Or's unofficial deciding factor for 2 decades, he scored 6 goals and assisted 5 in just 10 appearances. A goal contribution every 81 minutes in Europe's biggest competition. He was named UEFA's Champions League Player of the Season. He was named on the FIFA FIFPro World 11. He had a season that, in the context of club football, very few players in the history of the sport had matched. And then came Wembley, June the 1st, 2024. The Champions League final against Borussia Dortmund. Real Madrid were being outplayed. Dortmund hit the post. Dortmund had chance after chance. 73 minutes had passed, and Madrid were still goalless when Carvajal headed in from a corner to make it 1-0. And then Vinícius got the ball in his own half, on the left touchline, 9 seconds from the edge of Dortmund's box. 9 seconds. Picking it up 20 yards outside his own penalty area, with Dortmund pushing forward for an equalizer. What he did in those 9 seconds, the run, the touch, the finish, was the kind of thing that makes you wonder whether football is actually a sport or whether it is occasionally something closer to art. He scored. 2-0, Champions League, 15th European Cup for Real Madrid, his second goal in a Champions League final. The Santiago Bernabéu chanted his name. His manager Ancelotti said, "There can't be anyone else winning the Ballon d'Or. There can't be anyone else." His opponent, Íñigo Martínez from Barcelona, said, "I have no doubt they will give it to Vinícius." Jude Bellingham, his own teammate, said simply, "For me, Vini Júnior is the best player in the world." 6 weeks before the ceremony, Vinícius scored a hat-trick against Dortmund again in the Champions League group stage. The Bernabéu, 60,000 people, chanted as one, "Ballon d'Or, Vinícius, Ballon d'Or." He had done everything, won everything, scored everywhere, carried his team in the moments that mattered. He was 24 years old and the best player on the planet. Everyone knew it. And then came October the 28th. Monday afternoon, October the 28th, 2024. A few hours before the ceremony was due to begin, something started leaking across social media and sports desks across Europe. Rodri had won. The Manchester City and Spain midfielder. A wonderful player, a true professional, a man who had won the Premier League and Euro 2024. A completely worthy footballer. But not the man who had won La Liga and the Champions League. Not the man who had scored in the Champions League final. Not the man who had been named UEFA's Player of the Season by the people who actually watch UEFA football most closely. The leaks confirmed. Real Madrid received the news, and within minutes, the entire delegation, Vinícius, Ancelotti, Florentino Perez, Carvajal, Mbappé, every player and official who had planned to attend, canceled everything. The club released a brief statement to the media. It read, "If the award criteria doesn't give it to Vinícius as the winner, then those same criteria should point to Carvajal as the winner. As this was not the case, it is clear that Ballon d'Or and UEFA do not respect Real Madrid. Real Madrid does not go where it is not respected, and so those seats stayed empty. Real Madrid won the Men's Club of the Year. Nobody collected it. Ancelotti won Best Coach. Nobody accepted it. And then the chant started. Vini, Vini, Vini." But Rodri walked onto the stage to accept his award. The crowd booed. For a man who was not there, who was sitting somewhere else, watching his phone, watching the reaction, watching the world react to something he had spent a year working to prevent. Rodri, to his credit, handled it with complete grace. He said later, "It was my moment to enjoy with my family. The last thing I'd be thinking about is people who weren't there." He was right. The controversy was not about Rodri. It was never about Rodri. What Vinícius said after the ceremony hit differently. He posted on X 4 words. "I'll do it 10 times if I have to. They're not ready." His management team clarified what "they're not ready" meant. The statement they gave to Reuters was not about football. The football world is not ready to accept a player who fights against the system. He was not saying he deserved the Ballon d'Or because of his goals. He was saying he believed that fighting racism, speaking out, refusing to be silent, refusing to accept chants of "monkey" as normal, had cost him votes. That somewhere in the rooms where journalists cast their ballots, his activism had made him a less comfortable choice. And the worst part? He wasn't paranoid. He wasn't making excuses. Ronaldo Nazário, the original Ronaldo, the greatest Brazilian striker who ever lived, said publicly, "Vinícius should have won the Ballon d'Or. He was much more decisive during last season. This has nothing to do with Rodri." Brazilian icon Marta said, "I waited all year for Vini Júnior to be deservedly recognized as the best player in the world. And now they come and tell me the Ballon d'Or is not for him?" Even the head of La Liga, Javier Tebas, the man who had repeatedly failed to protect Vinícius from racism in his own league, had previously called him the favorite to win. There was no clean answer, no smoking gun. The Ballon d'Or is voted on by journalists from around the world, countries whose reporters may have watched Rodri's Euro 2024 triumph more closely than Vinícius's Champions League campaign. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was simpler than the conspiracy. He said he would do it 10 times if he had to. But the data tells a different story. In the 58 games before the Ballon d'Or ceremony, from May 2023 through to October 2024, Vinícius scored 32 goals and assisted 14. A goal or assist every 101 minutes. In the 58 games after the ceremony, from November 2024 onward, he scored 46 goals and assisted 27. The numbers dropped, but the concerning part was his performances in big games. He looked like a shadow of his previous versions, losing ball continuously when dribbling, shots going off targets easily. He seemed lost on the pitch. That is not a coincidence. That is a human being carrying something heavy. Ancelotti, who managed him through both periods, said publicly that Vinícius was affected by not winning, not dramatically, not cripplingly, but affected. There was also Kylian Mbappé. When Mbappé arrived at Real Madrid in the summer of 2024, he was placed on the left wing, Vinícius's position, the position he had built his entire identity around. Suddenly, the two best players at the club were competing for the same space. Vinícius moved in and out of his natural role. The freedom that had made him so dangerous was constrained. And there was the weight of expectation. He had said he would do it 10 times. The world was watching. Every game became a test. Every blank match became a narrative. But here is the thing I want you to hold on to. In December 2024, weeks after the Ballon d'Or, Vinícius was named the best FIFA Men's Player of the Year. The award voted on not by journalists, but by players, coaches, and fans. The people who actually play the game, study the game, and watch the game every single week. They gave it to him unanimously, and he stood at that podium and said, "I came, I saw, I won." Today I write this for that boy who saw so many idols lift that trophy. Your time has come. That is, my time has come. The time to say that yes, I am the best player in the world, and I fought a lot to get here. He did not say he was bitter. He did not say the system had beaten him. He said his time had come. And he was right. Because Vinícius Júnior is 24 years old. He has years, potentially a decade, of football left to play. He will be back, not out of anger, not out of spite. Because the boy from São Gonçalo doesn't know any other way to be.